Hello, my name is Dante Renee, and welcome to the 10 Room Bizarro YouTube page where I talk about films that I believe need to be talked about more. Like tonight's film, this is 1971's Powder Burns. 1971's Powder Burns, and this is part of the Peakorama Big 2-unit show by two films by Alex de Renzy with his film Little Sisters, which I'll be looking at in the future, but for tonight we're looking at Powder Burns. It says Outlaw Men, Wild Women, a film by Alex de Renzy, Powder Burns. There's the poster. Here are some shots from the back here. Look a little westernish, don't they? This is a 72-minute film from 1971. Let's get into this absolutely mind-breaking piece of film here. Are you ready? Let's do it. Powder Burns. I have some notes here, so you're going to see my eyes divert. This is a surreal dream, cowboy, art house, avant-garde, experimental, sexploitation with hardcore. Truly bizarre, aggressive in its lack of rules. I mean, truly punk Sex Pistols in its lack of rules is what I'm saying, okay? No rules. We have psychedelic music, we have country music, we have funk, groovy, rock, 20s music that almost, like 20s music, almost like in Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, like the ballroom sequences. Midnight, all the dreams come true. That kind of stuff. We have the Tequila song, made popular in Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Psychedelic country. We have Tom Waits-like narration at times. Johnny Cash sounding music with drug references. Yes, listen to the soundscape of Powder Burns. We have art house photography of nature and landscapes, reflections, sped up shots, very long distance shots of people, shots of dogs, people's conversations barely being heard because of the distance of the camera from the people conversing, but also because it's so real. It's not movie dialogue at all. No one at a time, because it's not like typical movie dialogue where one person speaks and the other person speaks and the other person speaks and then the other person speaks. It's very realistic. The real way people converse, the real way people talk. They're talking on top of each other at times. It feels unscripted. It feels like a documentary. We have long shots in Powder Burns on realism. We have lens flares. So the dialogue and the conversations in this film really do not feel like the dialogue rules and the conversation rules and the talky rules of movies at all. It's very, very anti-film. The viewer is thrown into a world that is unknown even all the way up to the end of the film. Narration happens even during dialogue between characters. It's a simple, interesting story told in rebellious, stylistic surrealism and realism. Edits that are abrupt and not reflecting normal time constraints. There are like snapshots of moments of time. We have bad cowboys on a rampage, prostitution, drugs, new ownership of a saloon, a 3-drink minimum, piano playing, topless dancing, a mysterious woman entering the picture and bringing inspiration. and a switching sheriff. You'll see what I mean when you watch the film. Hardcore in this movie? Only near the end of the film. Up to that, it could be like a sexploitation film, a softcore sexploitation film. Then all of a sudden, near the end of the film, we have hardcore, breaking those rules as well of the genres of eroticism. We have a voyeuristic camera, but it's voyeuristic on the world at large, and also at small, within this small group of people. The environments are amazing. The environments are they were very captivating to me. I also was taken back because I don't typically hear the word fuck in a cowboy film. Now, I have to tell you, I don't like cowboy westerns at all, okay? I'm not a fan. Yeah, oh, the good guys win at the end, and cowboys and Indians and blah blah blah. They don't do anything for me. They gotta have some exploitative elements. They have to be sexual or extremely violent or weird or bizarre or whatever, right? Powder burns, obviously, if you've been listening to this, is not satisfying the typical cowboy western, tropes, obviously. So I would love this movie. The sheriff in the film is almost a version of the grandpa in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Tobe Hooper's original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We have a twist, crazy ending in this film. And something I was shocked is that Alex de Renzy had credits. All the Alex de Renzy films I've seen, doesn't have credits in the film. There's actually credits in this movie. Holy crap, Alex de Renzy has credits. And they're crazy credits at that. We have a surreal use of music in this film. Where is it playing? And the interesting thing is that the actors can hear the music. I think I talked about that in another film on this YouTube page. If you can remember that other video I did on another movie where the score can actually be heard by the actors, kind of breaking the fourth wall, let me know in the comments because I forget which movie it was. But it happens here. I got to tell you, I love the redhead in this film, and I know there's a lot known about her. She's also in an Alex de Renzy documentary that I did a video on this YouTube page as well, on a sex group that I'm blanking on the name of right now. But she was also in there. But she's my favorite in this film out of the girls. And I guess in many regards, you could look at Powder Burns almost like the Dukes of Hazzard on acid. This is 1971's Powder Burns. I got to tell you, seriously, never seen anything like this movie before, and it's definitely unlike any of the other Alex de Renzy films that I've seen so far, that I've done videos on this YouTube page. Thank you so much for watching the 10 Room Bizarro YouTube page where I talk about films that I believe need to be talked about more, like Alex de Renzy's Powder Burns. Please feel free to check out all my other videos in this YouTube page, as well as my own personally made films at vimeo.com/poopydiarrhea. That's Poopy diarrhea. And you can follow me there with all the film releases that I do from my own work. Thank you so much, and good night.